Hello, I'm Professor Yeoman. Let's talk probability of multiple choice tests. Let's say that we have a 5-question test where there are 4 answers for each question, A, B, C, or D. Before we talk about any probability, we first are going to figure out how many choices are there in all to fill out this answer key. And so for question 1, if you were to randomly answer this, there are 4 choices. For question 2, there are 4 choices. Question 3, 4 choices. Question 4, and question 5. And so there are 4 to the 5th choices. 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 choices to fill out the test if we did it randomly. That's our sample space. And that will be our denominator for any probability that we do, because those are all of our choices. So here's the question. What if we get 4 right and 1 wrong? Can we figure out how many ways we can get 4 right and 1 wrong? This is going to give us disjoint sets that we're going to add up as we go through. Because if we get 4 right, let's say we got the first one right, there's only one way to get that right if the answer is A. There's only one way to get this one right, this one right, this one right. Now this is the answer I'm going to get wrong in this particular set. And so if the answer is A, I could choose either B or C or D. So there's 3 choices to get question 5 wrong. So when I multiply those up, there are 3 ways of getting question 5 wrong. That's one of my disjoint sets. Now I'm going to look, well, what if it was question 4 that I got wrong? Then there's 1 choice to get this one right, 3 ways, like B, C, or D, to get question 4 wrong, 1 way to get each of the other questions right. And so that one also has 3 ways. And let's look at another disjoint set. What if it's question 3 that I got wrong? There were 3 ways to get it wrong, and 1 way to get each of the other ones right. And I have to do them all. So question 2 has 3, and question 1, if I got that one wrong. So I'm going to add up all these disjoint sets. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 3 times 5, or 15. And 15 is how many choices that I have of making 4 questions correct and 1 wrong. So the probability is 15 over the total number of choices that I have, which is 4 to the 5th. So the probability of getting 4 right and 1 wrong in the test is found this way. Okay? Now what's the probability of getting 3 or fewer correct? That means I get 3 right or 4 right. I'm sorry. 3 or fewer. 3 right or 2 right, or 1 right, or 0 right. That's the probability that I'm asked for. Each one of these is a disjoint set. I'll find all the possibilities of getting 3 right, and I'll add it with 2, and I'll add it with 1, and I'll add it with 0. And that would be the probability of getting 3 or fewer correct. But the other piece that I want you to remember is that we know that if you take the probability of all of the choices, so we're going to add up here 4 right or 5 right, because we only have 5 questions here. These are all the probabilities. The probability of all of those, when you add them up, has to come out to be 1, because the probability of anything happening is a probability of 1. And so if I want to find this part, I can use mathematics that says if I'm looking for this part, and this part's easier to find, what if I found that probability? What would this one be? This one would be 1 minus this probability. So that's what I'm going to do, because it's easier to find what's left than to find what I'm looking for. I already found the probability for getting 4 right. So I have that one. And that's part of my disjoint set, so I'm going to add these 2 probabilities up. Let's now find the probability of getting 5 right. 5 right means I have 1 choice for question 1, 1 choice for question 2, 1 choice for question 3, 1 choice for question 4, and 1 choice for question 5. So there's only 1 way of getting them all right. So this probability, I'm going to have to add up my disjoint sets, is 1 over all of the choices plus getting 4 right. The 15 over all of the choices is 16 over 4 to the 5th. But that's not what I was asked for. Remember, that's this piece right here. So to find what I'm looking for, the rest of them, I'm going to do 1 minus that probability. 1 minus p is 1 minus 16 over 4 to the 5th, which is 4 to the 5th minus 16 over 4 to the 5th. Because I can change this 1 into 4 to the 5th over 4 to the 5th, which means that I can do the subtraction that way. But that's how you solve for the probabilities. Give it a try in the homework.